I fish the Florida Keys all the time, and in this video, we're going to show you how to dial in a bite at the 7 Mile Bridge using only lures. And after we catch some epic fish at the bridge and show you exactly what we did, we're going to take them back to the Airbnb and do a catch, clean, and cook. This was quite the Florida Keys adventure. Yeah, that's a good fish. All right, guys, check that out. That's a fish. That's a big fish. Has to be a jack.
Jack, hiding in the shadow lines.
Check that out, guys. What is up, y'all? Welcome back to a special episode of A. Ben's Fishing. If I sound like I'm projecting my voice, that is because I am down in the Florida Keys to go fish the famous 7 Mile Bridge as I've done in the past, but today we're going to be targeting different species, and I have to project because apparently before I booked this, a cold front decided to move in right as I was going to come here and give me 30-mile-per-hour sustained winds. It is so windy, guys. I feel like I have the worst luck, and because my wife and I have kids, we have to plan these trips way in advance, and the forecast looked good up until a week before we were going to come, and then it was like wind, and so we have 20 to 25 mile per hour sustained winds legitimately, with gusts up to 34. So you're gonna have to bear with me throughout the video. I have a professional videographer with me, my man Alexis, and so we're gonna do as much as we can to mitigate the wind noise, but this is gonna be a great learning opportunity for me to give you some tips, pointers, and some instruction on how you approach these types of conditions. The Keys is notoriously windy, and in order to come down here and produce a bite when you've planned a trip, you have to do a lot of things differently when you're fishing the wind. The good news about fishing the wind is the fishing is almost always better with lures because everything is kicked up, and when you present something, you get a good reaction bite. So we're gonna try to showcase that. This video is gonna be a little bit different than previous videos. I'm gonna do my best to be a little bit more instructive because people always ask me, how do you produce a bite in the Keys? How do you set up your drift? How do you set up your boat positioning on the bridges? What types of lures are you looking for? What types of lines? So we're gonna try to get into more details. So watch throughout the video as I try to throw you these little pointers and tips. The goals for species are gonna be yellow jack. We're gonna be trying to keep these fish. We might even do a catch and cook. We brought the cooler, we brought some ice. So I really wanna get on yellow jack because this time of year they get thick and they are so fun. I've caught 10 and 12 pound yellow jack inshore in the Florida Keys this time of year. So we're gonna try to do that with swim baits. We're also gonna try to go for my favorite fish ever, the mutton snapper. That is probably, along with snook striper and big jacks, I mean, they're all pretty even. I think a trophy inshore mutton snapper is one of the most impressive catches that you can get on artificial. So we're gonna try to make that happen. And as we go through the video, I'm gonna tell you everything that I'm looking for to try to make it happen. We're gonna be setting up drifts, and we'll have to see what the wind gives us. I haven't actually seen what the bridge is looking like, but based on the ramp, it's gonna be a gnarly day. We're gonna be here for a few days. I'm not sure if I'll break this up into 2 different episodes or into one long one. Regardless, I'm excited that you're here watching, and I'm excited to make this content for you. If you wanna support the channel, all you need to do is subscribe so I can keep making these videos for you. I'm gonna shut up, stop talking. My wife is with us. She is at the helm. She's an absolute animal, and she's gonna be slaying fish side by side with me, so it's gonna be a good day. At least we got sunny skies. I'm very grateful to be here. Thank the Lord. Let's do this. All right, y'all, so we're at our first spot, and so the first thing that I did was gauge the wind and the direction of the waves. We all know when we fish more that the weatherman is never right, so the wind direction was a little bit off, and also the orientation of the bridge in respect to the wind is always, I feel like, different when you're actually there. You can look on a map and plan it, but once you're actually there, you can see exactly what's causing obstruction and where the waves are headed. So we actually have favorable conditions. This is not nearly as bad as I thought. So we're gonna start the day pitching heavy baits to mitigate the movement in our line from the wind. So this is a 1.5 ounce Nomad Vertrex, so it's heavier than I need. I really only need 3/4 ounces. We're fishing 10 to 15 feet, but I want the additional weight to pull down on the line as I fish because I want to be able to feel everything, and with heavy winds it becomes harder to feel. So the first thing we're going to do is literally drop this bait a few yards from the boat. We're going to let it sink way down to the bottom. I'm going to let line out, and once it gets to the bottom, I'm going to allow the wind to move my boat. I'm going to allow the wind to move my boat. I'm not going to do anything. I'm literally going to let this get down there, and I'm going to give it 2 hard twitches. And my goal is simple. Stay as close to the bottom as possible. Right now we're targeting muttons. Okay, so we're not targeting the yellow jack just yet. The reason I came straight to the muttons is because the conditions were more favorable than I had anticipated. So let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get onto a little bite. I may switch up my lure depending on, you know, the grass, because this does have trebles, so I like a single hook, but let's see. Let's get into it, and that's kind of my goal right now. Heavy baits, keep the line nice and taut, and then get to the bottom and stay there. Trying to get one on the squid tracks, but I'm not convinced. This thing just keeps picking up stuff. This one's just as light as that, same weight. I just think the shape of the squid is just, you'd be grabbing that grass. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, 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 get it. No. We're going into it. Oh my God. Let me get that extra hat, bro, while that one dries.
I have it on right now.
Oh my God. I just got whacked.
You're hyping.
Dude, that was a solid hit. I mean, that thing just about took the rod out of my hand. It always happens in chaos. Cast out there far.
Where are you?
There we go. Fish on. This is a small one. This is a small one. This is not what hit me before. This is a small one. I think it's a little red grouper.
No.
Oh my God, it's a stonefish. These are the most toxic fish in Florida. You don't want to touch them or get pricked. That's a quick trip to the hospital, so we're gonna have to unhook it very carefully. And I can't see a thing because of my hair. I just lost my hat. All right, we're safe.
What just happened?
Oh my gosh. I was just trolling the back and jigging it slowly when Alexis decided to ask me, any bites back there? And I said no, and then got whacked. Is it a grouper?
It's a red grouper.
It's a
It's a
grouper!
red grouper. It's a red grouper.
That's insane.
A good one too. It has to be 20 inches to keep.
Whacked it. Whacked it.
Dude, is that thing 20 inches? Not even close. I thought so. All right.
It's at 20.
It had to be 20. That was a 7 thread. We're actually marking good stuff.
First fish of the day.
That's a good fish. That's a really good fish.
Where are you? I don't know where you are.
Coming over you. Careful.
Over?
Yeah, I'm bringing my fish in. I definitely have your, yeah, you should have reeled in a long time ago. I have your line. Good fish. Feels like a red grouper. Excuse me. Lots of weight on this thing. Oh, it's a little bonnet head.
What?
Shark.
Not
He jumped. That's crazy, dude. Not an ideal catch. Especially on my expensive lure, and he just woke up.
kind of cool.
It's actually fighting. Like really hard. All right.
Want the boga? I think you can get your lure back. It's right on the corner of his mouth.
Yeah, we could see.
Will the boga work on that thing?
Yeah.
Careful.
Look at those teeth, dude. That's crazy.
Right back down.
That was hard. All right, let's bounce. Just trying to drift, but it's getting rougher and windier as the day progresses, so it's just not in our favor, but we're gonna find them. I'm not worried about it. All right, guys, so today has been a very chaotic and hectic day. We've just been dodging the wind, and the wind is nonstop, so sometimes in the Keys, you know, when the wind is against you, you just have to fish tight to the structure. So we're pulled up to the 7 Mile Bridge just past Fred, the famous tree, and we're really tight to the bulkheads because that is the only coverage that we can get right behind the big concrete bulkheads on the old bridge. And we're gonna be fishing the current. The current is now coming with the wind, so that helps, and it's just coming right towards the boat. So we're gonna be jigging this little NLBN shrimp, and I have 40-pound tests. I use heavier line. You could probably get more of a bite with 30, but there's so much structure. To me, it's not worth the risk. I go risk reward. My setup to throw something like this, I told you I'd be more specific. This is a 1/2 ounce to a 1.5 ounce Quantum Zeal rod, 10 to 17 pound test line. This jig head is 1 ounce. I'm trying to get to the bottom quickly to fight the wind. And then I have a Quantum Benchmark 3000. So the name of the game is literally to get it in the shadow line. I'm filming this dialogue after we've caught a few little jack that were all sitting in the shadow line. So I was like, it's been slow. So I was like, let's roll and let's talk about that. So all it takes is one little thing like that to happen, and that's just a good indication like, oh, they're in the shadow. So now we're gonna fish the shadow line harder. We should have this same shadow line on the western side of this bridge for the rest of the day, and so that should be able to help us yield a predictable bite. Every time you catch a fish, I just got hit, regardless of the species, it's an indication of what they're doing. I'm getting hit like crazy, guys. It's an indication of what these fish are doing and how you can catch them. And you got to use that, right? Knowledge is power. And so like I said, even though they were small big-eye jacks and jack crevalles, I don't even know how many we've put, it's very indicative that there's going to be yellow jack, bar jack, and maybe even permit. You know, all these fish travel together. I've seen jack with pompano, permit, yellow jack, bar jack, etc., etc. So I'm horrible at casting. So the idea is to just use that knowledge as power and then put it to work and see if you can get on a pattern. The big-eye jacks are always a good sign that you're by the yellow jacks. Oh my God, I got hit on the drop. That's gotta be another big eye. Nope, nope, that's much better. That's a yellow jack. That's a yellow jack. That's a big fish. Yeah, stop. This is a big fish. Move your rod. This thing is not done. It's definitely a yellow jack or a big jack crevalle. Yeah. Good fish, dude. What do we got? Big jack crevalle? Big jack crevalle. Yellow jacks, jack crevalle, permit, they all fight so similar. I was so excited, guys. Listen, on a slow day like today, a nice 8-pound jack like this is a welcome fish on that little NLBN shrimp. A Keys jack fighting hard in the current is always fun. Smoke that shrimp. Wow, that thing was pinned. Little jack crevalle, always a nice fish on a slow day. So let's get her back. On, she's on. Yeah, we're figuring out a bite though. Spoiler alert, guys, we're about to get on one of the most epic bites I've ever had at the 7 Mile Bridge, and I want to take a quick second to tell you about the sponsor of this video, Salt Strong, because they're a big reason to why I have so much success on these trips, and I want to do something a little unique. I want to take a quick minute to show you exactly how I plan these trips using their Smart Fishing Spots app. The first thing that I do is I pull up the map so that I can look exactly where my boat is going to be, and I'll find the closest tide chart to where I plan on fishing. This is how I get the most accurate indication of not only the tides, but also the strike scores, and they include moon phases and other pertinent details that fish nerds like me like to use to dial in a bite. After I have that settled, I then pull up the marine chart, which in my opinion is superior to Garmin Navionics, and I can use it on my phone or computer. This is a genuine testimony to how much I use it. Then I look at the depths and I try to find the places that have the biggest holes and the biggest changes in depths, aka the troughs. Once I figured out the depths and where I'm going to be fishing, I use their shaded relief section on their Smart Spots fishing layer. So it's just a layer of the map, and it's going to allow you to see literally the bottom so that you can map out exactly what it looks like down there and find even smaller holes where you're going to fish. My followers can get 30% off, guys. I've had this offer for a while. It's 30% off for the annual membership, plus right when you sign up you get a gift card, guys. So you're literally paying, I forget what the math adds up to, but including the gift card it's like 30 or 60 bucks for the whole year. It really is a steal, and I'm one of the very few that gets to continue to offer this to my following because a lot of you guys end up signing up. Back to the video and get on to an epic bite. Oh my God! I was just burning it in. That's definitely a Jack Crevalle. A little one. Yeah. Burning in a shrimp jig too, like. Oh, I thought it was a yellow jack. We want yellow jack, guys. We want yellow jack. They're in the shadow line. This is a great indication of what we need to do. We're learning as we go. We're picking up the patterns as we go. So this is what we want to see. We need to get underneath the school because typically underneath the jack schools, you'll find the muttons, the yellow jacks, kind of everything that you want to catch, that I want to catch, I should say. So I'm not mad this is happening. This feels different. Please be something different. Oh my God, look at the stingray. Look at the eagle ray. No. Is that another jack? Is that a yellow jack?
It's not a regular jack.
That's a yellow jack! Yeah, buddy!
Is that a keeper?
Yeah! That's a good one too. That might be a bar jack. I'm so bad at telling the difference. Oh, we got big marks on the screen. All right, guys, check that out. That is a bar jack or a yellow jack. I believe it's a bar jack, actually. Very good eating. Actually, very good sashimi from what I've been told from friends, but this one's gonna come home with us in the box. Such beautiful colors on them. And she smoked this little shrimp, dude. Fought super hard too. So I got to get on the bite while it's hot, but this one's coming home. All right, guys, so we're rigging up another NLBN shrimp. These things are epic, dude. They're like tiny little grubs, man. And the tail is so big, so it has so much flutter under the water. They've quickly become one of my favorite shrimp jigs I've ever used. This jig head looks a little awkward. It is the NLBN shrimp one because it's a 1 ounce jig head, but the fact that you could put a fitted 1 ounce jig head on such a tiny little shrimp is clutch.
A lot of head shaking. Could be Jack. Jack? I don't know what kind. A lot of head. Oh no, it's a
Yellow jack.
yellow jack. There was a school behind it.
Here, let's get up there and try to double up, guys. That's a big yellow jack, dude.
Right in the middle.
All right, let me get to your right.
Hiding in the shadow lines. Look how pretty it is.
Oh, right there, on the bottom. Yep. Another yellow jack. We're on them, baby. There's so many with her. God, they fight so hard. Oh my gosh. This is the other ones we caught are bar jacks, I think, and this is actually a yellow jack. I'm so bad, dude. I only catch these in the Keys. Actually, I think they're all the same. This one just has more distinct color patterns. This little guy is so tasty. He's one of my favorite fish to eat. And like I said, you can even make sashimi with them. So we're gonna get, you know, probably like half a dozen of these between the three of us, me, Alexis, and Bruna. I'll double check the regulations because I don't keep fish often, but I have some requests from friends and family to get some of these because we don't have them where I'm at, especially inshore, so. Pin's so good. Let's dispatch her.
All right.
That's a good one. That's a good one. God, they fight hard. That's a Jack Crevalle. So not a yellow jack, not the target species, but thumped it nevertheless. Little crevalle, going back. Shout out to see you, dude. See you, dude. My thing is definitely tangled. Yep. Oh, I got a deadline. I got a deadline with a fish, dude. We gotta grab this line. We gotta grab this line. Oh my God, I got it. Oh my God, it's a big fish. Yeah. Get this.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my God, I just caught a deadline. All monofilament with a nice yellow jack, dude. Are you kidding me?
That's actually great.
That is so crazy. I'm gonna let this yellow jack go because he's had this line hook for God knows how long. And this is actually probably the biggest of the day. So this will be my good karma. We're gonna go ahead and de-hook her.
Keep the line, I already.
Look at this, dude. Somebody was fishing with like 6-pound test mono and this tiny little bent out hook. And we caught this really beautiful yellow jack. Buddy, I've killed 3 of your friends today to eat, but you get to live because you fought hard. Good karma. That's a fish. That's a big fish. Has to be a jack. Has to be a jack, unless it's a mutton. It's coming fast. What are you? It's a huge yellow jack. No way. On the squid tracks. Oh my God, that's a big yellow jack, dude. Guys, check that out. On that squid tracks, dude. That is a stud yellow jack. Oh my gosh, it fought so hard too. They go so hard. I'm gonna go ahead and get a weight on this one for you. I think it's like 6 to 8 pounds, I'd imagine. 6 pounds, exactly what I thought. Solid fish, dude. Pinned on the squid tracks. Now, believe it or not, you can get 10, 12 pounders out here on the right day. Yeah, it's not easy to do, but they are out here. Double hooked. We're gonna throw her in the box. Look how much bigger that one is. All right, y'all, so we made a switch, and I've switched because the current switched, so now the tide is incoming. So I was using that NLBN shrimp, 1 ounce jig head, sinking well, but I've switched to a Nomad Squid Trex, which these are used offshore primarily, very head heavy, so they sink and cut through the current really quickly. And then I've switched to a 1 ounce one, or a 1.5, pardon me. That's because, again, the current is going in. We're staying on this side of the bulkheads because I want the orientation of the boat to face away from the wind so that we can actually film and fish. Ideally, we'd want to be on the other side, but again, it's so rough there. So we're gonna stay on this side of the bulkheads, and I've made the switch to the Nomad Squid Trex primarily because it's taking a lot longer to get the soft plastics down, and we just want to be able to jig closer to the boat, right up against the structure. And even with 1.5 ounces, it's taking, I mean, at least 12 to 15 seconds just to get to 12 feet because that current rips. And even though you can't see it because the wind is coming against the current, underneath that undertow is heavy and it is absolutely ripping and dragging these lures up from the surface. So definitely not an easy way to fish, and I'm trying to give you the most advice that I can. My advice is to position yourself wherever it's pleasurable to fish because nobody likes to be bounced around like crazy, and then find the right weight and the right presentation. I just got whacked to be able to get to the bottom. Everything for the most part is gonna come from dropping to the bottom and bringing your lure up off the bottom. You know, you don't want to go to the middle of the water column because that's where you get like barracudas and jacks. You want to go like, it's 12 feet. I just want to go to 10 feet to 12 feet, 10 feet to 12 feet. I'm not like ripping this jig all the way up and then ripping it again. I'm just subtly twitching this thing up, making sure that I can get it to the bottom and keep it there as best as I can. There are so many marks. Show them the screen, Alexis. Show them the screen. Yep. Vertically jigging. Yep. That's crazy, dude. That is so crazy. Vertically jigging. Good ones next to them, babe. Good one next to him. There's so many. Oh, they go so hard. There's so many. That's all yellowjack, guys. We're in yellowjack heaven right now. They fight so hard. Holy guacamole. On that Squid Trex, we made the switch. And we got another stud. A beauty. Another 6-pounder all day. Maybe five, but a good fish nevertheless. Check that out, guys. On that Squid Trex. We're gonna let this one go. I think we've got our keep for now. We know they're here. And yeah, we're gonna start releasing them. I'm typically a catch and release guy, so I really don't like taking many keeps. But yellowjack is a delicacy. And we're gonna let her go back. Ready? I'm so excited. They fight so hard. Guys, I'm getting hit every single cast. There's more yellowjack than I've ever seen here. And a lot of them are really small. And because of that, they're just not getting buttoned. I just watched like legitimately a dozen of them attack my little 3-inch shrimp. And every single one was just missing. They were just trying to rip it to shreds, and somehow not one is getting pinned. I think there's also a mix of Jack Crevalle too, but it's every cast, dude. And they're either just following it and like almost just nipping it or just not committing. And it's blowing my mind, to say the least. It really is. I almost want to switch. I have two ideas as to what could work. I'm thinking maybe a 3-inch paddle tail, because it'll just cause a little bit more vibration in the water and just be exactly what they're eating. So that's gonna be probably my next thing. And then secondary to the 3-inch paddle tail is a little tiny Vertrex, like a 95 Vertrex by Nomad. Those two things I think could be the ticket. They're a little bit different, and I just think they'll work. Right now I have the shrimp on, which I've caught a lot of fish on, but just given the sheer volume and how many are just moving through, and that's the key, right? They're moving through consistently. I have to change up my presentation. I'm still getting hit on the bottom, and I'm starting to jig more erratically, but I can't get one to stay pinned. There we go, straight retrieve work. All that time, and a straight retrieve did it. I hadn't done a straight retrieve towards the upper water column the whole time, and this is a giant yellowjack. This is a giant, and look, there's so many with her. No way. It's all relative, but this is a good one, and it smoked the Nomad Vertrex on a straight retrieve. Look at the proportions on this thing. Oh my God, that thing is so fat. Are you kidding me? That's crazy, dude. That is crazy. That's actually insane. On that Vertrex, that is such a fat fish. Holy moly. Is that not the fattest of the day? Alexis is nodding his head. Dude, that's crazy. On a straight retrieve, so maybe I finally figured them out. It has been insane trying to figure this out. Let's go, let's try that straight retrieve again. He's there. He was there 5 seconds ago. Yeah, we're on him now, boys. That's the best bet. Oh, this might be a Crevalle. A giant Jack Crevalle. Oh my God, whatever it is throwing down, and it's so close to the rock. Another yellowjack. This is probably the size of the majority of the ones that I'm feeling, and that's probably why it's so hard to pin them. And with these trebles on the Vertrex, I'm actually able to pin them. This might be a bar jack. Oh wow, does she have 3 trebles in her? Holy guac. You fish enough, you become a surgeon. In some capacity. Is your camera okay? I would never jump in. I wouldn't even let her jump in.
I wouldn't do it.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, this is a good one. I gotta go to the front. Keep her away from the structure. Definitely another yellow. Exactly what we came to the Florida Keys for. I find that the wintertime yellowjack inshore bite is the best time of the year to get them. And dude, I mean, this is like a dozen. I don't know how many we put in this video because we're starting to get on some big ones. This is probably the biggest of the day if it's not a Jack Crevalle. If it's not the biggest of the day, it's really close. I might be snagged, but I haven't felt weight like this from a yellowjack. I think it got eaten. I think it got eaten by Goliath. It just got so, it was heavy, and then it got so heavy. And then it was like immovable, and I just popped off and...
You think it was Goliath or shark?
Goliath. It just was subtle. It was like a thump almost mid-fight. And that was probably the biggest yellowjack of the day, dude. Come on. All right, y'all, so we have finally figured out what these fish want. And they want this Nomad Vertrex 95. So this is a small Vertrex. This is a 1 ounce, okay? So what this does is it vibrates quite a bit in the water column. And for the first time I've ever fished the Keys, these fish are not on the bottom. I talked all this big game about fishing the bottom, and these fish are like 3 to 5 feet above the bottom. The current is coming directly at the bulkheads behind me. And I'm bringing this vibration, think of it like a rattle trap, this Nomad Vertrex across the pilings. And that is the only way that I've consistently produced a bite. With like not a steady retrieve, but not letting it go all the way down and just kind of twitching it. I have also, you know, got more bites using a steady retrieve. So it's definitely the ticket. And we finally have started a good pattern here. There, that was a fish right there. So let's see if we can catch some more for you. The goal is to get a double-digit yellowjack, but that's a tough goal. Oh, I just got whacked, bro. You have to cast across, babe, that way. And a little out to the left, as far as you can, okay? Tell Uncle Luke, by Miami too. Clubbing hard and women, ain't much to do. Wrist playing, got a condo up in Biscayne. Still getting brain from a thing, ain't shit change. How you feel, how you feel, how you feel? 25 sitting on 25 real, I'm in the building and I'm feeling my, oh my God. Rest in peace, Mac Dre, I'ma do it for the pay, okay. Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot. Tell tune, light one and pass it like a relay. YMCMB, you brothers know YMCA. Me, Franny, and Molly Ma, I don't know what he said. Oh my God, what do I have? What in the world do I have? I was singing the...
That's gonna be my favorite.
I was singing the motto by Drake and I hooked something big. No! That was so heavy. Oh my goodness gracious. I cannot stick a fish, dude. Starting to get pissed. Guys, I'm 1 fish away from jumping in this water and crashing out. I keep losing fish, man. I don't understand. I really don't understand. It's a very unique retrieve you have to do. They're back to the bottom, by the way. Basically sweep it right in front of the bulkheads and you'll get a hit. Ah ha ha! These things must be so thick. They're just going nuts when it goes by them and they just miss, man. It's crazy, bro. It's insane.
Cast and catch right here. Cast and catch.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Now she want a photo. You already know though. You only catch yellow jacks once. That's the motto, brother YOLO. And we out here every day, every day, every day. Chilling at the 7 Mile. We don't really play every day, every day. Sweeping every piling. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm risking it for the biscuit because Alexis wants the catch on video. Cast to catch. No BS, no cuts. Let's see if we can do it. I'm gonna just get snagged this cast. There we go, baby. I risked it for the biscuit. Little throwback to the motto by Lil Wayne and Drake. Little remix. Gets the yellow jacks out. No, I'm out. How many can I lose, dude? Like honestly, what is happening? Oh my God, bro. What in the mother of God did I just have, dude?
Big?
Yeah. It's just a yellow jack, I think. Yep. Yep. What? What? Bro, that thing was so close to taking me into that piling. I bet you I'm real afraid. There's no way to go.
Right off. Woo!
Yeah, I have a cage, like a metal cage already.
That's smart. That pops out. It's fine.
I didn't know this pops out. It does now.
Oh my goodness. I have insurance on that.
Bro, you can insure anything.
100%.
You can insure anything.
How do I do that?
Just get insurance, bro.
Oh. I think I have
Then you need to add that to it. So in case it gets broken or stolen or whatever, they'll give you the money for the cost. I don't know Nice one, huh?
I don't know.
I think it's just really tortured, but I have no idea.
This doesn't feel like a yellow jack. A grouper of some sort. Yeah. It is a yellow jack though. Whoa, you hear it pop? That was crazy. On the NLBN. Nice one too. Whoa, chill. Whoa, chill. It's about to pop off, dude.
Isn't that how the last one popped off?
Beautiful specimen on that little shrimp. We're gonna send her back. We got our keep for the day, for the family. They're fed. But what beautiful fish, man. How you like them apples, baby?
Don't pass over there. Just pass over there.
No way. Big snapper. Big snapper. Oh my God. Dude, what? Are you kidding me? No. I don't have shoes, man. I don't have shoes, dude.
Why do you let it go?
Because I don't have shoes.
And?
I don't want to get absolutely pricked. That thing was like 18 inches. That actually upset me, and I don't get upset very easily. I really wanted to show that fish off and eat it. This is just a yellow jack. She fought so hard though. Sorry guys, I'm sour because I lost my PB snapper maybe. This thing is huge. No wonder it fought hard.
Is that the squid again?
Yep. On the squid tracks, like another 6-pound yellow jack. She's so chunky. I don't even care. I want to catch a giant snapper. All right, so we've switched back to the squid tracks with the Cabo 3K, and I have up my leader a little. I believe it's 50 pound now or 40, and we're on a hot vertical jig bite. So what's happening is the current is sweeping into the bulkhead. So I'm letting this jig get about 2 feet above the bottom, and then I'm just jigging it really aggressively in the current. A double-handed jig, and dude, it's a lights out bite. I mean, it's getting attacked every single cast. And I'm just leaving it in place just right next to the bulkhead. Dude, it is insane out here. It is God, it is lights out, dude. This might be a huge mangrove again. Yeah, sure. What are you? Yellow jack? Yellow jack. Now we're mad. We came here for yellow jack and now we're upset because we saw the potential for a giant mangrove. Yeah. I don't know. It's a yellow jack, I think. Yeah, it's a good yellow jack. There's so many with it that are bigger. Oh my gosh. That's crazy, dude. We are hammering yellow jack. This is like number 15, 16. This is crazy, dude. They fight so hard. That's a big one. They're getting bigger. Guys, another stud yellow jack on that squid tracks. Dude, they're just getting bigger and bigger as the night progresses, and they're fighting harder and harder. We're gonna let big girl go, but that is such a stud. Such a good fish. All right, y'all, we are back at the Airbnb. I'm gonna show you around the Airbnb in a little bit, but first we gotta fillet up these yellow jacks. I don't often do catch and cooks. I've done them in the past, but your boy gets down in the kitchen. I'm the guy at my house. I cook everything. Bruno will cook from time to time, but I just enjoy cooking. It's almost like a stress relief, so I do cook a lot. I'm gonna botch these fillets. No fillet knife. Publix didn't have a fillet knife. All they had was this $7 piece of junk, chef's knife. So we're gonna make do, but we're gonna get these filleted real quick and then meet you guys back in the kitchen. Even with a crappy knife, I'm on my 4th yellow jack. I'm moving a lot faster. I'm gonna try to go fast for you guys. Have you guys ever seen commercial guys like Read the Fishmonger or like just like my buddy Mikey from Taco to the People fillet? Dude, they fillet so fast, it's crazy. So I'm gonna try my best to move quickly and see if I can do at least a comparable job to what they do, because they're freaking animals. See how we did, moving fast. That's not horrible. I mean, it could definitely be better. Don't get me wrong, I'm using a kitchen knife, guys, but I was trying to move pretty quick. I think I managed to leave the majority of the rib bones there. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And then, yeah, man, that's actually not that bad. There's meat in the collar on these yellow jacks, but I never fillet them, so I'm not super familiar, but the meat looks so good. All right, so we got the pan preheating with the oil, and we got our fillets, and we got all our ingredients, so I'm gonna start picking from the fillets. I got them like really diced up, really nice and small. This is that yellow jack. Came out so good, dude. So good. And we're just gonna do a few of these. We're gonna start dropping them in the oil. So we'll grab a few out, get them ready to drop. And remember, we're doing fish bites. I actually might cut these up to even smaller pieces because we want them coated. All right, check out these fillets, man. It looks so good. Yellow Jack is so good. There's probably some bar Jack here too. I don't know. Pretty sure it's all Yellow Jack. But anyways, we're gonna go into the egg yolk first. Actually, let's do a few pieces at once. That way, it's gonna get messy. Boom, boom, boom. Get all the residue off.
Oh my gosh!
Piece of water got up in there, dude. About to kill the camera. That's crazy. Alright, we're tossing in flour, but I just got 3rd-degree burns in the process. And then we're going to get the panko on. You can go back into the egg yolk if you really want the breadcrumbs to like stick. I just want like a light coat of breadcrumbs. I don't need this to be, you know, a crazy amount of breadcrumbs. 1, 2. Everything is looking pretty good. The size of the pan relative to the burner is not ideal. The middle of the pan is definitely the hottest part, but it's looking pretty good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, for a quick, easy meal, it ain't gonna taste bad, that's for dang sure. Boom. Fried Yellow Jack fish bites. We're gonna dip these in some of that Stonewall Kitchen Chipotle aioli. It's gonna be so, I'm so hungry, dude. I'm delirious. I need to eat. First, Yellow Jack fish bite. I'm going straight to the sauce can or jar because there's nothing here to put this in. So, dipped in that Stonewall Kitchen. They're not sponsoring me. I just love this stuff. Here we go. That's so good. I am so hungry. I gotta eat. Babe? Taste test? She doesn't want to be in it. Can you taste it and then tell us off camera? Bruna doesn't want to be in the video. Say what you just said.
It's so good.
So good. Alexis is gonna be in the video. I gotta flip the other batch before it burns. But guys, we're gonna get Alexis telling us how good it is. But thank you so much for tuning into this video. I'm glad that we could produce a bite on such a windy day in the Keys and then provide food for one of my best friends and my beautiful wife. That's what fishing is all about. This was an epic video. If you like it, please don't forget to subscribe. We're still in the Keys for a few more days and we're gonna be going after some awesome fish. So stay tuned because there's gonna be another episode, but I gotta eat, I gotta flip my food. Let's hear what Alexis has to say about the food.
All right, here we go. Taste test.
It's so good.
We got a little piece of fish. Yeah, I put it in the sauce.
It's so fire.
That's really good. Make sure you subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next one.